Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. So once again, due to the rigor of the academic schedule, I am being a little late in uploading the videos. It's difficult because we had 12 exams in 9 days to cover, with some of the days having 2 exams and 2 difficult exams, and it's tough, when you have so much of an academic rigor, to continue making videos and uploading the videos at regular intervals become a tough thing. I hope our family understands that, but when we actually come up with a video, it's going to be an interesting watch. So today also it's no different. Today also we are going to discuss an interesting thing, the journey about how a person from core engineering or from manufacturing domain can actually end up doing an MBA. What are the pros, what are the cons, and how difficult or how easy is going to be this MBA course for a guy who has nothing to do with the so-called analytics domain, who has nothing to do with the so-called consultancy domain. How easy or difficult will it be for that guy or girl to come into MBA and pursue the curriculum structure, the course structure that MBA has to offer for that particular candidate? So talking about the curriculum structure at IIT Kharagpur, particularly, the curriculum structure is a little heavy on analytics. But when we talk about the IIMs, it's not that heavy on analytics, because many of the non-engineers do also come who are not very comfortable or conversant with statistics and analytics. So they have a little diverse curriculum, a little less concentrated on analytics and statistics, which is the case with the IITs mainly, particularly in IIT Kharagpur. I can vouch that it is a little heavy on the analytics part, because the profiles also, if you see, the job profiles are more oriented towards that side only. So coming from a core engineering background, first of all, you're going to have this difficulty because you have no experience in coding whatsoever. You do not know how to code. So first of all, these analytics, though you might understand the algorithm behind it, because you understand basic statistics maybe, but ultimately when you run these algorithms, those has to be run on Python, those has to be run on R. So if you are not very conversant with coding, which is mostly the case with the ones who go into manufacturing sector, or ones who pursue core engineering and stay in core engineering in their work experience as well, it's a little difficult to come back to coding after 4 to 5 years, and that's where the challenge is. The first challenge with a course that is a little skewed towards analytics or a consultancy domain particularly, which requires the hack of how you handle a lot of data, how you structure the data, how you clean the data, and then you use analytical tools to actually orient the data in a structure which will give you some valuable inferences, some valuable results. So talking about that, it's a little difficult for the ones who are coming from the core manufacturing background or core engineering background to adopt to that. This is the first difficulty. But then you can look towards the strategy side of it, look towards the marketing side of it. You can look towards more oriented towards the sales and marketing domains, or the financial domains, which doesn't require that kind of a data analytics maybe, which you might not be conversant with. So you can look out for those domains, or you can stick to operations also, because operations also kind of reflects the same mindset that these people, core manufacturing background people come from. I particularly find my comfort zone in operations and supply chain, because that's what I have been conversant with. Now, there is a myth that I need to break. Not every person is very conversant with operations or supply chain concepts, because those are something new as well for the person who is in manufacturing. I am a chemical engineering student. I have worked with Hindustan Zinc, PepsiCo India, all of which are core manufacturing units, and I had no idea about EOQ. If you would have asked me 1 year back what is EOQ, I wouldn't have been able to answer you. Or what is EPQ, I wouldn't have been able to answer you. Economic order quantity or supply chain concepts, how do you actually trigger those? What are ordering costs? What are holding costs? What are carrying costs? Some of these things, you might not be knowing. And similarly for operations as well, what are the different kinds of forecasting methods that we use to forecast the demand in operations? What is intermittent demand? What kind of purchasing and outsourcing principle do you actually follow? What is MPS, that is master production schedule? What is activity network? What is MRP? What is material requirement planning? Most of the people who have not been into the operations or planning operations as such in quotes will not be able able to identify with that more prominently, because we are used to core manufacturing, core construction, core plant design, core more of a simulation of plant, maybe equipment design, maybe, and we are not conversant with planning or production planning as such, which is the crux of what is taught in MBA operations and supply chain. So those who think that MBA operations and supply chain is going to be a cakewalk because you have been in manufacturing domain, you are completely mistaken. It's nothing like that. Yes, you might find interest in it because you have had similar kind of experiences all throughout. You have seen that happening in front of you. You have seen somebody else doing it in front of you, because of which you might find interest in it. But it's never going to be that easy or that cakewalk for you since you have been in manufacturing. So let me break that myth first of all. So you find difficulty with handling the data because you have not been conversant with data analytics, and your peers who are from data background or who are from IT background are going to find one or the other things easier than you. Either they know the coding side of it fully, which they find easier, or either they have been in data analytics, so they know the algorithms prior to that. So prior to coming to MBA, so that they find it easier. My batch people, some of them are also similar to that. So to cope up with that, you actually need to develop your skills, like I have been doing for the last 1.5 years. I have been studying data analytics rigorously, the algorithms behind that, what is clustering, what is conjoint analysis, how do you implement that, when do you use clustering, what is the importance of clustering in segmentation, targeting and positioning, how do you actually prepare the segments, what is behavioral clustering, what is psychographic clustering, then regression is the bread and butter when it comes to analytics. Logistic regression is a part of it, which again represents classification. Then you see, you go for random forest method when it comes to classification algorithms, ANN, CNN. There are a lot of things that are there. There is a part of deep learning involved as well. So you try to read a lot of that stuff. You try to prepare yourself while doing MBA, before coming into MBA, and also while you are in your summer internship, you learn on the job. So you try to bring in concepts of analytics as and when required in your live projects, in your winter internships, and in your jobs that in your summer internships, and then again in your jobs. So you understand the importance of winter internships, you understand the importance of live projects, and case studies, solving real life case studies with the help of data. You collect data from Kaggle, you work on that data. You will not get time, but you will have to somehow find time to build that acumen within yourself, the data analytics acumen, which I have developed through doing multiple internships and live projects and handling raw data myself, picking it up from Kaggle, reading through what is analytics, what are the 4 kinds of analytics, how do you bifurcate that, and how do you actually use that in real life. I also had, now many of the manufacturing people might be having a background of Six Sigma, because Six Sigma is a very popular term in the industry these days. So I strongly recommend you, for those who are looking for an MBA next year or next to next year and are in manufacturing domain or in core engineering, and you are much interested and driven through it, learn the concepts of supply chain, learn the concepts of operations, learn the concepts of Six Sigma. It's going to help you in your MBA journey as well. If you know these operations, if you know the concept of quality management, most of your work is done in operations, because a major part of operations is quality management itself. So for those who are in the manufacturing domain, advantage that they have over the others who are not in manufacturing domain is the fact that they know somewhat of Six Sigma, somewhat of lean methodologies, combined lean Six Sigma. So these kind of things, because of which you might have an advantage. But then again, if you choose not to learn those, that's a disadvantage. So staying in operations, at least you should be knowing these concepts. At least what you should know, what is Six Sigma, how that methodology is important, where do you use it, where do you use lean manufacturing. Those are things of the manufacturing domain. You should read about that before coming into MBA or while doing MBA as well. So you lead there as an advantage, as a psychological advantage over the others when it comes to operations and supply chain, but you lag behind when it comes to consultancy, when it comes to analytics. You have to catch up a bit there, because you need to brush up on your coding skills, you need to brush up on your analytical abilities, statistics. You have to work on those. Now talking about how difficult or how easy it is to do. See, it will be difficult because you are simultaneously doing a course. The course curriculum is extremely hectic, it's rigid, and it's kind of tough. It will get on your nerves at times. 12 exams in 9 days, as I mentioned to you, it's really tough. It is a rigorous curriculum, but along with that rigor, you need to put in that extra mile effort on the weekends. Try to pick up live projects, try to pick up winter internships, try to learn from them and implement analytical tools, these things into it. Also finance, you wouldn't be knowing much. So if you're interested into finance, you can go deep into finance, study the terminologies, the core structure. I have not been a very big finance enthusiast right from the beginning, but finance is an interesting subject as long as you're willing to learn or go deep into it. For me, always marketing and operations has been the two domains, along with analytics, supporting both of them as pillars. You can also choose a similar path if you are interested into it. You can simultaneously learn analytics and give priority to marketing strategies, sales, and then again operations and supply chain as your core strengths. If you are interested in the finance, learn finance thoroughly. You can do a simultaneously a CFA degree along with, and preferably you can also do some analytics courses. Some analytics courses for you is A to Z analytics of Udemy. You can do that particular course. Also, there are certain courses on Coursera which are very specific. If you are into operations, you can do the CDTP, that is Certified Demand Driven Planning, or SCA, Supply Chain Analytics Planning. You can do those kind of courses in your structure as well. So that I think will shape you from the core engineering domain into MBA. It's not difficult, it is interesting, and you can actually do it in your real life if you want to do it. It's just the zeal that should come from within you, and you should be able to practice it. I think that has covered mostly the journey that I have been through, or what all you should do to transit that phase from core manufacturing into management. One advantage definitely that core engineers do have is the amount of tenacity, the amount of pressure that we can handle being in the manufacturing domain. It has taught us the human management side of it, that is inculcated. So human resource management is something that is imbibed within us since we have been into the manufacturing domain. We deal with the workers, we deal with the helpers, and we deal with the top management as well. So the pressure that we have been through of giving production continuously, of improving production process continuously, apart from the human resource management that we have been continuously practicing, is something that is going to give us the edge over the others, because your communication skills improve, your people management skills improve, your diplomacy improves. All of these are going to help you in management, in job, in learning, and academia throughout. So that is it from my end today. We bid you a goodbye. If you like the content, like it, share it, subscribe to our channel, and spread it across to your friends. We definitely have a good chance. If you are in operations, if you are in manufacturing domain, do not ever feel that you cannot do MBA. I am a live example. If I can do it, being a very ordinary person, you can do it too. So thank you very much. That's it from my side. That's it for today.